What an amazing main event this has already been.
That's right, baby.
Come on.
As day 7 continues, the final table is now within sight. But this is no time to rest on your laurels. This is the time to seize the moment, to build on your family's accomplishments,
Let's go.
and continue an historic run.
Definitely gonna play my heart out. Like, I got this far.
To forget about the past and focus on the future.
Been 10 times the player I am since last year, and I'm here to win it this year.
Easy game, boys.
To take all those chips you've accumulated and turn them into a pile of money.
You get a lot of chips in the main event, everybody wants a piece of you.
To look around at the few remaining players and recognize that this is an opportunity that may never come again.
Very cool.
Day 7 of the main event rolls on. Welcome back to the World Series of Poker presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky with Norman Chat. I'm Lon McCarran. As Day 7 continues here at the Rio, only 56 players remain, and the ever-shrinking field contains several familiar faces as well as some former chip leaders, including Danish bracelet winner Theo Jorgensen, who's second in chips, Filippo Candio, the animated young Italian, who's third in chips, and 23-year-old pro Matt Affleck from Seattle. Over at Table 2, 24-year-old pro Joseph Chong rounds out the top 5 in chips. And at our feature table, it's chip leader John Reisner, bracelet winner Hassan Habib, and the debonair Tony Dunst, along with Swedish pro William Thorsen. And watch out, Michael Mizrachi has joined the table.
This table just keeps getting easier.
You dropped some or what?
I lost a lot.
Indeed, Grinder's chip stack has been greatly reduced. Good news for the rest of this table.
While Michael has been leaking chips so far here on Day 7, William Thorsen has been holding steady, but that's good enough for 7th place.
The resplendent Tony Dunst is well below chip average at the moment, but at least he looks good. I wonder if he buys off the rack.
Chip average right now about 3.9 million. There is your tournament leader, John Reisner, with almost 10 million on the Jack Link's Beef Jerky Pocket Cam. Ace 8 off.
On his 21st birthday, he got 3rd place in his first ever live event, the World Series Circuit main event in Atlantic City. And then he won that event the following year, beating November 9er Eric Buckman heads up.
Reisner from Under the Gun +1 raises to 140,000 to Hassan Habib. He folds. Now to Dunst, 9 deuce. And he'll lay it down. Over to Swedish pro William Thorsen with a couple of 10s.
You want action? This man will give you action. He loves to gamble.
140 even or?
Born and still lives in Sweden. Thorsen with the call. Corey Emery sloppily folds and drops a 10 on the pocket 10s of Thorsen.
Thorsen thinking, hey, buddy, keep your 10 off of my 10s.
Over to Mizrachi. Michael looks down at King Jack in the small blind.
These days, it seems that I spend more time with Grinder than I do with my own brothers.
Grinder makes the call for 110 more. Dewey lay with the ace queen of spades.
First time I saw the ace of spades, Lon, I was maybe 8 or 9 years old, and I just fell in love with the card.
And it's stuck with you all these years. Lay makes the call. 4 will see the flop. Thorsen with a pocket 10s. Lay favored with the ace queen of spades. Here's the flop, and there's a 10 along with a king and a 9. Thorsen hits the case 10 for a set. Lay with a royal flush draw. Mizrachi bets 300,000 with top pair and a gut shot. Lay makes the call.
If I were him, I would announce I have a royal flush draw. I'd be tickled pink.
He calls. Reisner lays down. Now to Thorsen with that unlikely set of 10s.
Well, with flush and straight draws on that board, I don't think he's just going to smooth call with this set.
Thorsen does raise it up to 975.
He didn't want to commit a million chips.
Mizrachi.
And, Grinder's not sure if he wants to commit any more chips. It was a good-looking flop for him, and Grinder let out. Man, you've got to like Thorsen's look.
Grinder with top pair and a straight draw. Wondering what Thorsen's up to. Grinder gives up his hand.
Solid, disciplined laydown from Grinder.
Now to Dewey Lay.
Lay definitely getting the right price to chase his draws.
Draw of draws. He does make the call for 675 more.
Boy, if I could borrow Thorsen's face, it would do wonders for my social life.
All right, so heads up now to the turn. Deuce of hearts, Thorson, almost a 3-1 favorite now. Lay got no help.
Check.
He checks.
How much do you play? 30 big or?
Got like 5 million behind.
William Thorson
About 2 million.
puts the heat on 2 million.
And now the price is getting steep for Lay with just one card to come. He is getting 2.5 to 1 on a call. He is a 3-1 dog.
It's a sick bet.
It's sick, Lon. So sick.
Dewey lays squirming under the pressure of William Thorson.
I have the sickest draw ever.
How can you have the sickest draw ever? That should be Queen Jack of spades, right?
That's pretty darn close.
Jack 8 is no good.
Yeah, I know.
It's okay if you call now when I know what you have anyway.
Dewey lay retreats, and Thorson will take the pot.
Set of 9s or set of 10s I gave you?
Can I see the river card? Or?
Dewey lay asking what the
flip
river
it.
would have
Just flip
been.
it.
The official turns over. Jack, Lee would have made a straight. Wait, that was actually the burn card.
Well, they're not supposed to do this.
Latrey would have been the actual river card.
That was a river card, bro.
100%.
Oh my God. What?
Wow.
Dewey lay really put through the ringer on that hand, while William Thorson stacks his winnings in what is proving to be yet another lucrative main event appearance. Norman making it deep in the main event is challenging enough. Doing it multiple times is even more difficult. We have marveled through the years at repeat performers like Dan Harrington, Greg Raymer, and Mike Matusow. And this year, we have a couple of players experiencing deja vu all over again.
Lon, I give you Matt Affleck and William Thorson. Affleck was among the chip leaders late last year, and after crashing into his own failed bluff, he was gone in 80th place. Thorson made an even better run in 06, and after crashing into eventual champion Jamie Gold, he was gone in 13th place. Well, Affleck and Thorson both are back, each hoping to take care of some unfinished business.
Thorson said it took him a long time to get over that 06 main event knockout, but he has recovered nicely. Out in the field, Thorson's good friend, Norwegian pro Johnny Lawden, in the blue hoodie, is still enjoying his best ever main event showing. Much more stressed is Pascal Lefrancois, who's at risk with pocket queens, trying to double up through fellow Canadian Jonathan Driscoll and his pocket jacks with the turn card coming. The turn card. 5 of clubs, Lefrancois still good.
Driscoll's family owns an apple orchard in Quebec, but an apple a day won't keep Pascal away. Only a jack will do that.
It's a 10 on the river. Lefrancois doubles up to almost 9.4 million. Driscoll takes the hit.
What a windfall for Pascal Lefrancois.
And with that double up, the bracelet winner is now a top 5 chip stack on day 7 of the main event. Nearby Italian pro Filippo Candio with ace-king called the pre-flop all-in of Jared Ingles holding jack 10 of hearts. The flop is 8-8 ace. Ace is up for Filippo.
Ingles, you may recall, used to haul hay for a living.
Ingles pairs his jack.
Ingles needs another jack.
River card is a 10. Candio with aces and 8s, but it's Ingles who is the dead man in this main event. He goes out in 56th place, wins over 138,000. And Filippo Candio quietly becomes the chip leader.
You're the one that got that round penalty for screaming, huh? That was you? Yeah, you're screaming.
Filippo had to sit out a round of action after a day 6 outburst, but he's being much more subdued here on day 7. The only ones that have perhaps been noisier than Filippo, the Mizrachi cheering section. They're back in force.
When the Mizrachis finally leave, I can't tell you how many room vacancies the Rio's going to have.
All right, action back to the feature table where Michael Mizrachi is sitting. Blinds at 30 and 60,000. Tony Dunst with ace-queen.
He was his high school self-appointed bookie in Madison, Wisconsin.
And he's going to raise it up to 135,000. Thorson also with ace-queen.
I'm sure Thorson would have been one of Dunst's customers if they were in homeroom together.
He repops it to 415,000. Mizrachi with the pocket 10s now.
And the grinders always like to gamble, too.
And Mizrachi with a re-raise to 915. Back to Dunst now.
Man.
Too much gambling for Tony Dunst, I think.
And he lays down his ace-queen.
2.5 more.
Yeah, 2.5.
Back to Thorson now.
And how much is this? I'm all in.
Thorson re-raises grinder all in.
Thorson loves to apply pressure, and the year of the Mizrachis might be flashing before Grinder's eyes.
So now a huge decision for Michael Mizrachi. Does he want to risk his main event life and perhaps a share of the Player of the Year title?
I don't think I can fold this one. Not good enough. No, I don't think I have aces.
Grinder's right about that. Thorson giving away nothing.
What a moment for Grinder and the entire Mizrachi family.
Grinder's got two problems here. One, figuring out William Thorson's hand. That's tricky enough. Two, deciding whether he wants to put his main event on the line. Chances are Grinder's either crushed by a bigger pocket pair, or he's up against a hand like ace, king, or ace, queen, in which case he's just a small favorite.
Of course, we know Grinder's in better shape than that because Dunn's folded an ace and a queen.
As a rule, Mizrachis tend to think better when they're standing.
Give me 1 minute.
Michael understandably needs a little extra time for this one.
Well, Grinder knows if he folds, he's still in comfortable shape with about 60 big blinds, but a double up here would make him very comfortable.
William Thorson, so difficult to read.
Time, please.
And Thorson calls a clock on Grinder.
He now has 60 seconds to make his decision.
9 o'clock.
Tick-tock, tick-tock.
Does Michael want to risk having it all come to an end right here, right now?
Got a really big pair.
He lays down the tens.
Show me kings.
You can pick one.
It's gonna be an ace pie.
Which one?
Take the front one.
Yeah.
And William will take the pot.
Show me queens. You might have ace queen behind me.
Pretty good guess.
Michael trying to get a peek at the cards as the dealer shuffles them.
You don't do that, John?
I do.
Yeah.
Michael gives up almost 1 million chips. Another bold move by the Swede this deep in the main event against a strong player, and he continues to set the tone at this feature table.
The 2010 World Series of Poker is presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Feed your wild side. And in part by WSOPacademy.com. Learn online from the champs in an interactive poker school. And FullTiltPoker.net. Learn, chat, and play with the pros. The World Series of Poker, presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Main event.
Back to the Rio where Peter Jetton was caught making an audacious pre-flop million-chip bluff. Doug Palovich called with ace-queen, and unless Jetton gets lucky with his 9-5 off, he'll be left with just 15,000 chips.
From the small blind, Jetton decided to try to pick up the blinds and antes, and now he may pay the price.
Trip queens for Palovich, and the turn card has Jetton drawing dead. Palovich with the double up.
This will be exciting.
Jetton with 3 orange chips left.
And 2 will be for the ante on the next hand.
That's half of what I started the tournament with. That's right. And I have 2.3 million now, so
Half of which were just Peter Jetton's chips.
I'd say Peter's options are severely limited at this point, Norman.
Boy, your analysis is almost as sharp as mine.
All right, let's get over to table 2. Joseph Chung made a pre-flop raise with king-8 of clubs. Alex Kostritsin with 8-7 of spades. And Gabe Costner with ace-jack of diamonds called. They're going to the flop. It is 9-6-7. Costner favored with a flush draw and 1 over. Kostritsin with a pair of 7s and an up-and-down straight draw is best. Chung also with an up-and-down straight draw. It's check to Chung. He bets 240.
The worst hand fires out.
Kostritsin now with the best hand.
I like this guy's game, and I like the cut of his jib.
He makes the call.
Look at that jacket. Was Gabe Costner Harrison Ford's stunt double in Indiana Jones?
Costner check calls for 240,000. Turn card now, 10 of diamonds. Costner hits the nut flush. That also gave a straight to the other 2. Costner slow plays his flush. Joseph Chung now. Checks as well.
He'll sit on his straight.
Kostritsin. Not going to sit on it. 825,000.
Can't blame him.
Now to Costner with the check mark.
He's a former day trader and financial advisor.
Reaching for some of the big chips.
1.8.
He check raises to 1.8 million.
It's now the Temple of Doom for somebody.
Joseph Chung. Next to act with his straight.
Chung knows with his straight he could be drawing dead. And that is indeed the case.
What a laydown by Chung.
Chung does the right thing. Not as easy for Kostritsin to do the right thing. He just committed 825,000 chips.
Alex says, I believe you, and he lays it down.
Gabe Costner still does some day trading, and that was a good deal right there for him.
He's now a top 5 chip stack in the room. Let's get back to the featured table.